There's a strange irony at the heart of being human. The same brain that built spaceships, decoded DNA, and put information about everything ever known into a glass rectangle in your pocket is also the brain that, given the right conditions, will believe the moon landing was faked, that the Earth is flat, or that lizard people are running the government. And here's the part most people get wrong. This isn't a bug. It's not a glitch in stupid people's brains. The capacity to believe conspiracy theories lives inside every single human being, including yours, including mine. It's built in. And once you understand why, you stop laughing at people who believe weird things, and you start noticing the moments your own brain almost slipped. Before we go deeper, one important distinction. Some conspiracies are real. The CIA really did run mind control experiments under MK Ultra. The tobacco industry really did spend decades lying about cancer. Watergate really happened. So pattern recognition that catches real conspiracies is genuinely useful. The question this video is about is why that same pattern recognition often goes too far. Finding hidden plots where none exist, connecting dots that shouldn't be connected, and resisting evidence that the pattern was wrong. That's the part that's wired in, and it has a reason. Imagine you're an early human walking through tall grass. You hear a rustle. There are two possible explanations. One, it's just the wind. Two, it's a predator about to kill you. The cost of being wrong matters enormously. If you assume it's a predator and you're wrong, you waste a little energy running. No big deal. If you assume it's the wind and you're wrong, you're dead. So natural selection favored brains that erred heavily toward the predator assumption. Brains that saw patterns even when there weren't any. Brains that assumed intention behind random events. Because the people who didn't think that way got eaten and didn't pass on their genes. That bias is still inside you. When something bad happens, a friend gets cancer, a politician dies suddenly, an economy collapses, your brain doesn't want to accept it was random. It searches for an agent, a cause, a plot. Because for the past 100,000 years, assuming there was a cause was how you stayed alive. Humans don't just want to know what happened. We need to know why. Especially when something feels disproportionate. When something small causes something massive. The assassination of a single president. A virus that shut down the entire global economy. A few terrorists destroying buildings that killed thousands. Our brains find it deeply unsettling when a tiny cause produces an enormous effect. It feels wrong. It violates an unspoken rule, that big events must have big, organized causes behind them. So we look for them. We invent them if we have to. A lone gunman feels too small to explain the death of a president, so we imagine a coordinated effort behind him. A virus from a market feels too random to explain a global shutdown, so we imagine a lab leak or a deliberate plot. The conspiracy is often less terrifying than the alternative, because the alternative is that the world is fragile and chaotic, and bad things can happen with no one in charge. That's harder to live with than believing someone, somewhere, is pulling strings. Conspiracy theories also offer something seductive that mainstream explanations don't. They make you part of an elite. When you believe a conspiracy theory, you're not just informed, you're more informed than everyone else. You've seen behind the curtain. You're awake while the masses sleep. Researchers have a name for this. It's called the need for uniqueness. Studies have repeatedly shown that people who score high on need for uniqueness measures are significantly more likely to believe in conspiracy theories, because believing the official story makes you ordinary. Believing the hidden one makes you special. And there's a community waiting for people who've made that leap. Other believers welcome you, validate you, and share the secret knowledge. It's not just an idea, it's an identity, a tribe, a purpose. Pulling someone out of a conspiracy belief isn't just challenging their facts, it's asking them to give up belonging to something. That's why it almost never works through argument alone. For most of human history, conspiracy thinking was held in check by something simple: geography. The people who believed the moon landing was faked couldn't find each other. They were spread across cities, countries, continents. Their belief stayed marginal because they had no community to validate it. The internet changed that overnight. Now, anyone, anywhere who believes anything can find 10,000 other people who believe the same thing within minutes. Algorithms then quietly amplify the most emotionally engaging content, and conspiracy content is, by design, emotionally engaging. So you click one video about ancient aliens. The algorithm notices. It shows you another, then another. Within a few weeks, your entire feed has been quietly reshaped. The world looks different now. Everyone in your feed agrees with you. People who disagree look like sheep. You haven't changed, but your information environment has been completely rebuilt around a single worldview. This isn't because the algorithms are evil, they're just optimizing for engagement. And humans engage most with content that feels urgent, threatening, and revelatory, which is exactly what conspiracy content is. The takeaway isn't that conspiracy believers are crazy. The takeaway is that all of us are running the same biological hardware, and any of us can end up there given the right conditions: stress, isolation, loss, betrayal, an algorithm that decides we'd engage. If you want a video on how to actually have a real conversation with someone who's gone deep into a conspiracy theory, because shouting at them never works, comment "talk" below. That's the harder, more useful follow-up to this one. Believing in hidden plots isn't a character flaw. It's a feature of the same brain that kept your ancestors alive. The question isn't whether you're capable of it. You are. The question is whether you're aware of it. Once you can see your own pattern recognition working in real time, you can pause before acting on it. That's the skill. That's the whole thing. Subscribe if this is the kind of video you want more of. See you in the next one.